Good evening. The I that I am has nothing to do with the I you think you are. The I that I am your consciousness before you arrive, believing what you think you are, has no problem, nothing to solve, nothing missing, lacking, is one as itself only. Can bring up into awareness as individual I, you, any element, aspect, amount, form, experience, wisdom of the entirety of itself, just like that. But you do not know that of yourself. You have a completely different awareness of the I that you are. Nevertheless, the I that I am that is the fullness of itself living, being, existing as individual you, is existing as the I that it is, as you, this moment, and doesn't have a problem. And because I is fully manifest, then the fullness of the I that I am, the I that you are, is the fullness of itself, the fullness of the miracle of God, life, consciousness, omnipresence, as you, here and now. The fully manifest kingdom exists here and now, individually, uniquely, as you, and never has a problem. Never is aware of anything but the fullness of itself, as you, fully manifest, and remember, the only manifestation is infinity. So there are infinite manifest mansions of experience, fully existent here and now as you. But your awareness is far, far less than that wholeness of you, is it not? that truth of you. I am that. I am that. I am the Lord. I am the infinite. But you are walking around with your own version of that I that I am. Why? The I that you are doesn't have a problem. Consciousness doesn't have a problem. Your version of it seems to. Why? Consciousness doesn't have that problem that you think you have. That separation that you think you have. You have to wait for, you have to suffer for at this moment. Hinders you, stops you from being the fullness of your already fully existent infinity of being. Only you are making up this version of I. All the while, I is fully manifest, fully existent, as itself, as you. Why? Because you're thinking. And what you're thinking has nothing to do with I. It has everything to do with what you can name. Let me think about everything I can name today. Instead of the one thing I should be thinking of, and that is pure I, omnipresence, fully existent and manifest as the very I that I am, without a single problem in eternity. That's what you should be thinking of. But no, you go ahead and think about things you can name. Even worse, you think about things other people have named. You haven't even named them yourself, and yet you spend all day and night thinking of them. The things of God are foolishness to man. And man, well, he's just foolish. Because the I that man truly is, the I that woman truly is, the I that all truly is I itself. And that I is the infinite, eternal, fully manifested, completely omnipresent, at your feet and available to your fingertips every second of your existence as simply I. If you're thinking anything but the very presence of I as the I that you are, then that's something you're making up. And therefore something you have to live with in experience, because whatever you're doing, whatever you're being as consciousness, is your experience. You know that. But you must take it literally. Whatever you are being as consciousness this hour is the very presence of your existence. It's really very simple. Consciousness is all there is. Therefore, what are you being as consciousness? Because whatever you're being, there it is all around you. So if you're being anything less than I this hour, then that less is all around you. I am ever with you. Now let's take this statement. I am ever with you, and all that I have is yours. Now let's think about that. And again, remember, we are now thinking deeply, thinking deeper. Always, let me think deeper. Let me ponder in a deeper way, a more expansive way, a more fruitful way. I am ever with you, and all that I have is yours. Let's look at that statement fundamentally in two ways, or at two levels, 2 degrees of awareness. Starting right here with the I that you've thought you were, the I that you have to contend with at the moment until you discover the real I, or hopefully, because it's less work, until the real I discovers you and starts living you for you, which is never going to happen. You have to be that I. You have to awaken to the I that is actually you. Nothing's going to do it for you. You are already it. It's already done everything it can as you, but you have to awaken to that which is already done for you, to that which already is you, fully manifest and omnipresent, right here, right now, if only you will open your spiritual eye and see it. Let the light of it shine forth as you, so that the whole of itself becomes visible as you. All right, but first of all, I am ever with you, and all that I have is yours. I is consciousness. So right there we understand, I am ever with you. Yeah, consciousness, your consciousness is ever with you. Yes? You cannot escape your consciousness. Your consciousness can never be separate from you, apart from you, or you it. Agreed? So even at this level, I am ever with you. Always remember this. I is consciousness. I is God. I is awareness. I is truth. I is spirit, which is all consciousness. Life. Life is consciousness. I am ever with you. Now, the second half of this statement becomes very interesting. All that I have is yours. Well then, and you cannot escape that, you see. All that I have, all that consciousness has, is yours. Your what? Your experience, your life, your presence, your kingdom, your manifested experience. Because consciousness is always manifest. There isn't any other type of consciousness. Consciousness is manifest. Manifestation is consciousness. If you're conscious, you're manifest. The whole of you, the whole experience of you, the whole infinity of you, the whole all-inclusive, all-embodied infinity of you is your consciousness, therefore is manifest. I am manifest. Manifestation is I. There is no other type. So I am ever with you. Consciousness is ever the you that you are, and All that consciousness has is yours. So the question, the only ever question is, what degree of consciousness am I being? Because whatever that is mine. All that I have is yours. So, what are you being? How much do you know of the truth of you? Because whatever that is the manifest experience of you. So if your consciousness this day and night, this week, if the maintained or consistent consciousness you are being, or the majority of the consistent consciousness you are being is full of thought, is full of the collective idea, is full of the outer sense, outer suggestion, outer belief, then all that is yours. You can't escape it, remember. And you can't escape yourself. Remember that. Because you are the only. There's nothing outside of you. When will we wake up to this? Maybe tonight. There's nothing outside of you. There is no power outside of you. So there's no God up there in the sky somewhere. And equally, there's no God up here in consciousness somewhere that is going to come and rescue you. We're losing 99% of our listeners right now. Well, let's put it like this to prove it, shall we? What do you think God's waiting for? You've needed rescuing for years. Actually, you've needed rescuing for eternities. Why is God waiting? Have you ever asked yourself this? Is he waiting for you to read another page of a truth book? Waiting for you to get down on your knees one more time and pray to the heavens? Waiting for you to cry one more time? Waiting for you to have one more day of pain and suffering? Huh? What's God waiting for? Is God principle? Yes. Well, if God is principle, and God is the only, and God is waiting until you do something better, or more truthful, or more pure, or you atone for all your sins, before principle works, then all principle, because God is the only principle, would be waiting until you're better, till you're good, till you've atoned. Therefore, math wouldn't work, flight wouldn't work, gravity wouldn't work. God is the only principle, therefore no principle would be working for you. And just like gravity, and just like math, and just like aerodynamics, God is working for you, as you, and the fullness thereof. Why can you not see it? Why are you not evidencing that fullness that is God, the principle of life, of good, of harmony, of oneness, of joy, of truth? Nothing untruthful, nothing out of place, nothing discordant, nothing painful, nothing to suffer with or from. Nothing. Why aren't you experiencing this harmony, this truth, in all of your ways? Because God is consciousness, and you are misusing your consciousness. You keep thinking of everything but God, of I. You keep looking out into yourself, into your consciousness, in what before we may have termed the outer, and you keep judging something other than I. And you believe it. You believe yourself. You really do believe it. You look out at yourself, You judge what seems to be and you believe it. And based on that belief, you stop, you're hindered, you're in pain, you're suffering, you're in lack. You believe there's something separate from you because you believe there's something other than God. You believe you need a thing, an amount, a condition. You need love, you need harmony, you need more dollars, you need a home, you need whatever you think you need. And there it is, you're recognizing and then believing something other than I. And so let's get right back to the beginning. The I that I am has nothing to do with the I that you think I is. You see that? If you would think about I all day and all night, if you would rest in, relax in, be peaceful in, trust that I is the fully manifest kingdom of joy, of bliss. As you, here and now, then you would very quickly begin to witness it being the revealed world of you, the revealed allness of you. You wouldn't have to touch your world, you wouldn't have to rearrange it, manage it, change it, heal it, hide from it. You'd have to do nothing but sit there, realizing I, go about your business, realizing I, still talk to your neighbors, talk to your family, your friends, realizing I, all the time, realizing just I. And as you do this, you are now being the consciousness of I. And thereby you would start witnessing your world, your experience, the one manifested consciousness, lift and reveal itself everywhere present as greater and greater truth. Because you're now using your consciousness as truth, for truth. And so let's understand a higher degree of the same statement. I am ever with you. God, truth, truthful consciousness is ever with you. Despite what you do with it, truthful consciousness is ever you, ever with you, ever actually the consciousness that you are and have. I am ever with you. And all that I have is yours. The whole of the kingdom of this very place you are being aware. This very place of consciousness, this holy ground that you are being aware of or as, this moment actually is, literally is the whole of I. All that the Father has is yours. All that I have is yours. So therefore, is it not plain as plain can be that we have to reach out recognizing I, nothing else but I, because all that I have is yours as long as you recognize I. You recognize something else, then okay, I is still there and all that I have is still there, but you're not seeing it because you're insisting on being a consciousness of something other than I. You see, God is seeing, or spirit, or consciousness, or truth is seeing, is experiencing the whole of itself as you this very minute. And if you will use your consciousness to seek I, to desire I only, that magic I has the whole of God contained as it, in it. It's the magic doorway, it's the miracle of truth. It's the key way into the heavenly experience here and now. It's the Master saying, there it is again, I will take you to paradise this day. That paradise isn't somewhere up in the clouds. It's right here. The only place is this place right here. The place whereon you stand is holy ground. Well, that holy ground is heaven, is paradise, is nirvana, is bliss, here and now. There aren't two heavens any more than there are two gods. So the place whereon you stand, this very place of consciousness, this very place of beingness, of being alive, is holy ground. But how do you witness it? By being the consciousness of I. That's all you ever need. And then realizing that that consciousness doesn't have a problem. Only thought has a problem. And it isn't real. It isn't an entity. It isn't something you actually have to overcome. And the way you overcome it in experience, because this is all we're talking about with a problem, any problem. The way you overcome that problem, the way you watch it in experience, be the nothingness it is to use your consciousness to seek I alone. Which means think of I alone. Ponder I. Be aware that actually the only presence in the whole of my experience is I. And then realize when you are being that consciousness, then all that I have is yours. And all the added things of the harmonious, blissful, complete, true experience that you are, life that you are, then are added unto you. Blossom as your experience. Become evident as your experience. God is equally present everywhere at the same time. And God is consciousness. So, let's do this again. Open eyes. Look out. Look at something in the room, someone in the room, and now realize God is equally present everywhere, infinitely at the same time. God is consciousness. So throw your consciousness in what seems to be out there. Throw it out there somewhere. Look at something. God is equally present everywhere simultaneously. All that I have is everywhere equally as your consciousness. I am ever with you. But wait, the you that is being spoken of is equally present in what seems to be in here as the you you've been walking around as, and out there, wherever you're looking, God, truth, all that I have is equally present, fully present, simultaneously, as the entire infinity of consciousness. So over there, wherever over there is, and whatever over there consists of as your experience, a he, a she, and it, is the fullness of truth, here and now fully manifest. God is equally present everywhere. The equally present fullness of God. So everywhere I am being experience, or everything I am experiencing, if you like, is the equal presence of God, the fullness of truth, the fullness of heaven, harmony, bliss, life, spirit. And we hear Jesus again saying, do not judge by the appearance. Don't worry about what the mind is judging the fullness of God as. You concentrate, and all you've ever been asked to concentrate on, fill your mind with, be aware of, is I, is God, is Spirit, is truth. Equally present everywhere. Therefore, wherever I'm being as my awareness, wherever, I can be thinking of the moon, Mars, Saturn, I can be thinking of this presence I sense as my body, I can be thinking of the flowers, I can be thinking of my love, I can be thinking of my beautiful friends, I can be thinking of some expression I'm being, someone else is being, I can be thinking of my neighbour, the children playing outside, the beautiful children, they always know far more than we do. I can be experiencing traffic, people shopping in the mall, product, produce, sounds, fragrances. It matters not. Whatever it is, I am realizing, and I'm maintaining this realization. I am ever with you, equally present, equally wherever your consciousness is, whatever it's doing, whatever it's up to, whatever it's being aware as or of. I am ever with you, equally present. The fullness of I is right here in this sense of you, and equally the fullness of I is over there, wherever your consciousness is placed or being at this moment. It is I. Be not afraid. And it is I. Be not deceived. It is I. And all that I have is yours. Therefore, wherever you are placing your consciousness, your focus, all that I have is yours as that experience. Again, don't judge, don't be deceived, don't be drawn in by the appearance of I that's happening through the five senses, but judge only I to be this very him or her or it you are experiencing at this moment and every moment. Do not be deceived. It is I. And it is the whole of I. All that I have is yours. And all that I have is freely yours. It is already the manifestation of utter bliss, harmony, fulfillment, completeness, love, life, as and equally as all of you. You do not have to earn it. You cannot actually even separate yourself from it, because I have already given it to you as I. I am you. You are not you trying to find I. I am already you. Eternally, I am you. All that I have is eternally and right now yours. And the key and the only key, the only thing I ask you to do is to keep your awareness on I. Nothing else. Have no false eyes. Don't make yourself idols of an image, of the forms the mind is making of I in experience. Because if you do, you won't have all that I have in experience. You will suffer by degree. You will have pain by degree. But you can, this minute, decide, finally, that only God is. That the experiential world of all the names except the God name, and all that suffering and pain, hardship, that comes with all those names, other than the one name that actually is nothing to contend with. It isn't real. It isn't an entity. It has no power because it isn't real and has no entity. You can prove this to yourself, and you can reach up into your harmony and fulfillment here and now, this day. How? By using your consciousness consistently, though. It's no use just dipping into it. Consistently using your consciousness to recognize only I. To keep your mind stayed on I. And if you will do that one thing, if you will never desire anything but I, a greater awareness of I itself without even understanding it, seek I, seek greater I-ness as awareness. Seek the ability, the strength, the substance of consciousness or substance of awareness that is able to carry on seeking nothing but I. Seek that. Trust that that is the only. That is God. That is heaven, nirvana. That is the utter fulfillment of harmony, bliss, home, Life, body, mind, amount, all here. Trust that. Seek only that. And if you do, you will be amazed at how quickly your world is revealed as harmonious. Because in seeking I, you're opening up your awareness to the one consciousness that doesn't have the problem you think you have. There is no problem in consciousness. It doesn't exist. Name your problem to yourself. Name it. What is it? Or what are they? Well, they don't exist in consciousness. And consciousness is you. The fullness of that which seems to be a problem that actually isn't a problem. Exists fully manifest here and now as your experience. How are you going to witness it? Which to human sense is going to appear as if the problem that you're naming, the problem you're experiencing, simply vanishes, simply dissolves, simply harmonizes. It just drops out of experience because it isn't an entity. It doesn't even have to dissolve. It doesn't even have to harmonize. It can, by the degree that you can keep in I awareness, just disappear. So much so that you'll shake yourself and wonder if it ever really was a problem. Quite often this can be the experience. It just disappears. But other times, or maybe mostly, it seems to harmonize. It seems to become resolved, healed. But again, how? How? The magic key, if you like, the magic awareness, the magic way in which you use your consciousness is to seek only that which it truly is. Nothing else is needed. Nothing. You never do battle with that which appears to be. If you do, you're holding it in your experience. If you let it go completely, and that's not meaning irresponsibly, we're not simply going to walk away from everything, but we are going to walk away from it in conscious entanglement and use our consciousness consistently to be aware of and seek nothing but I. We're not seeking the resolving of that which appears to be. We are seeking only I. There is nothing to resolve. Remember, consciousness doesn't have this problem. Consciousness has no problem. Therefore, if you're using consciousness in any way to try to resolve that which appears to be, then you're in an imaginary situation or experience, and the only possible result is that you continue to have that imaginary experience. Do you see that? Because consciousness is experience. I am ever with you. It's exactly the same as saying consciousness is experience. Do you see that? I am ever with you. Your consciousness is ever with you. You cannot escape it. And because consciousness is always fully manifest, manifestation is consciousness, then whatever your consciousness is being is that very manifestation. So if you keep trying to find a way to resolve the problem that seems to be, then that's what your consciousness is being, and there is the problem. It's not until the very day you realize there's nothing to resolve, therefore you're now being the consciousness that has nothing to resolve, that is seeking nothing but I in the realization that there is nothing but I. So It's pretty smart to get seeking that alone. When you wake up one day, and it can be this night, with nothing left to resolve, seeking I only, then you watch how quickly that which seemed to be a problem dissolves. But by the degree you hang on to it, is the degree that all I have is yours. I can't be more for you than you are being as I. So what degree of I are you being? And yet the fullness of I is fully free to you this hour. Nevertheless, I cannot be more for you than you are being for me, or as me. Think about that. God is a jealous God. Gaze at me alone. Seek I alone. And miracles will happen as you, for you. Because you're being them now. You're opening the windows of consciousness. You're looking up. You're seeking I. You're using your consciousness with single vision. Seek not the things of this life, this nameable life. Seek not, judge not, be deceived not, but seek the kingdom of God alone. And what is that kingdom, and where is that kingdom? The kingdom is I, and that I is the very you that you are, in truth, here and now. It's just the same, to give a clunky metaphor, it's just the same as me inviting you to IAT freely. Please come, please call in. I would love you to experience the fullness of whatever our message is tonight. And you refusing. I would love to, but for some reason I don't really understand, I refuse. I'm going to stand outside in the cold. I'm going to refuse to call, even though Paul's invited me to call, for free. It's really the same. I am continually inviting you. I, God, truth, I mean. The fullness of the manifest kingdom of I, that is you, uniquely as you, your very experience, is continually inviting you to experience the fullness that is you, that's been built for you, formed as you, the gift of God, the gift of love itself, grace itself, truth itself. But you keep refusing to come. You keep refusing to open yourself out to that which is freely yours. You keep standing outside saying, no, I'd rather suffer. I'd rather think about everything but truth. Everything but I. And yet I've heard over and over that I is literally the only. And yet I would rather stand outside of I and think about everything else but I. It's just like that, do you see? But the key, literally the key, is to think of nothing but I. Seek nothing but I. Don't seek something you can name. Seek nothing but I. All day long, keep I in mind. Realize that I is equally present. All that I have is yours, equally present as the whole of your experience. Wherever you look, there's the fullness of I. But in order to see it, you've got to use your consciousness as I recognition. Not as some name, not as flowers, not as your love's name, not as your expression, not as the amount, not as whatever it may be, not as anything of this world. If you can name it, it isn't it, Lao Tzu's told us. He's told us and told us and told us and told us, and yet we still think of everything but I. We still go about naming everything. And yet we quote it and we remember it. If you can name it, it isn't I, it isn't truth, it isn't it. But I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to continue walking around all day long, naming everything. But if I can name it, it isn't it. And yet here's this name I have to contend with. This problem, this lack, this limitation, this desire I have to contend with. I tell you what, let me think about it all day long and then go to I for 10 minutes and try and get I to come and resolve it for me. I cannot be more for you than you are being as I. But I am fully here, freely as the fully manifest kingdom of I for you, if you will just do one thing, and that's come to I. And how are you going to do that? Well, you are consciousness. Therefore, use your consciousness to seek I. To recognize nothing but I despite appearance. To not be deceived. But to fill your consciousness with and as I. That's all. That's all you have to do. I am that, and besides me there is none else. That's it. I am the Lord, and besides me there is none else. So why are you judging a name? That's not me, that's not the Lord, that's not I. It's a name that you've made up. Judge righteously. Judge truthfully, which is just one thing, I. That is being truth. That is being I am that. That is the way. I am that. And very soon, when you've done your work of maintaining I awareness, realizing that all that I have is yours, equally present, then very soon you begin to feel I living itself as I. You begin to feel that you're not making so much effort. And indeed you're not. The I that started off as a personal sense is soon felt as really having or being very, very little sense. And truthful I is now much greater sense. Literal, greater, sensed being, living you. And you find that you don't have to do the work. I lives you. You can't help but hear or feel or experience I recognizing I. Your world starts speaking to you. Your world starts revealing itself, telling you of itself as truthful I. You start becoming far more sensitive to truth. All your senses, we've heard this, and we hear it again. All your senses start opening up and experiencing far greater I, far greater joy, far greater bliss. You start noticing tiny things that no one else notices. You experience fragrance, colour, joy, bliss, harmony out of nowhere, out of places no one else experiences. Yes, because the whole of I is now revealing itself in a greater way, a purer way, a more transparent way, because you've done the work. This hour you've done the work. You've laboured in the field of truth. And the labourers are few. You'll find that it's only you who's willing to labour in this way. If you are now willing to labour in this way, you'll be one of the very, very few. And the harvest is rich. And you'll see that harvest everywhere you go. Everything is brighter, everything is more fulfilling, everything is more joyous. Nothing is a burden, even if it appears to be, it really isn't. Nothing can disturb you, nothing can have you worried. Nothing, because you've done the work this hour, this day, this night, and you've maintained it every moment, every day, every night. And you really do experience it now living itself in a far greater way as the you that you are. And that means the whole of your kingdom is revealing itself as truthful harmony, life, amount, opportunity, love. This is the way of it. This is how you be truth. Do you see how, again, we don't have to study anymore? Do you see that? You just have to be. Take every opportunity to spend these times with the message, with your teacher. Absolutely do that, because you feel lifted now. I know it and I feel it. You feel far more lifted than you did 1 hour ago. Isn't that beautiful? Why? Because you are mingling with a degree of illumined consciousness that is perhaps just a degree more illumined than you are being at the moment. And as you do that, you're lifted. Very quickly you're lifted. You now feel more able, do you not, to walk out into the world, into yourself, maintaining I awareness. Do you not? Of course you do. You could go out right now and you'd be far stronger in truth, in I awareness, wouldn't you? And yet it's taken 1 hour only. Never underestimate being with teacher. We heard this last week and it's coming again. Never underestimate it. Be with teacher as much as you can. Be on the calls, come to classes, sit in meditation, certainly. And that is either right here where I happen to be in form, or it's at the other side of the world. But be on the calls, be somehow open with or connected with teacher. with this consciousness, because you will be lifted every single time, and it's that continual greater lift that gives you the greatest strength of maintained I awareness. And I can assure you, my wonderful friends, that that is all you need, is maintained I awareness in exactly the way we are hearing in these wonderful messages. That's all you need. I does the rest, because I is the rest. You've always heard in the classes, all you have to do is touch fingertips with God and He's got you. But don't keep letting go. Keep your fingertips on God's or in God's fingertips. And how? Maintain I awareness. Look to me and be saved. What more do we need than that? Look to me and you're saved. What you thought you needed saving from very quickly reveals itself to be full, harmonious, joyous, complete. But you must look to me. That's all that beautiful statement says. Look to me and be saved. Not look to me and then start getting busy trying to save yourself with my help. Look to me and you are saved. Look to I. Seek the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto your experience. Filled as your experience. And it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the fullness of I, to give you the kingdom. It is the good pleasure of your very own consciousness that is God itself to give you the fullness of itself, its kingdom, right now. Paradise, as Jesus said. This day I will take you into paradise with me. Well, the me that he's speaking of, and the I that he's speaking of, and the paradise he's speaking of is I. Look to I. Come with I. And be saved, and be taken into paradise this day. And then all that I have is yours. Here and now. And the way that all that I have is yours will look, as we look through the five senses, but now we're not using those five senses in any way to judge, to be deceived, to think we desire something, to think we need something, to think we have to overcome something, save ourselves, gain something, or lose something. We're not using them in this way anymore. We're using them as simply looking glasses, five senses of awareness that are all interested in just one thing, I, and yet now see as a five-sense experience harmony, love, life, truth, oneness, allness, right here. Gifted. Your gift. The gift of utter harmony, wholeness, so that you can go and give it. You can go and share it. You can go and reveal the truth to those that haven't yet had the chance to hear the message. Hear their own truth. But they'll soon be interested when you do nothing but gracefully give all that I have in all the ways that the five senses experience that all. Soon they'll look and they'll wonder and they'll say, well, how does she do it? How does he do that? And one day they'll come and they'll ask that question, and they become your students. Here's how I do it. And then you will have the same glorious problem that I have, in spending all this time trying to convince them that all you have to do is seek I. And that I is your abundance of all good experience. I am come so that you may have life. Remember, all-inclusive, all-embodied life, and have it more abundantly. The only problem you'll ever have with your students as they come is convincing them that that's all they have to do. But by then I'll be free, because all of you will be convinced and be getting on with the job of convincing them that come to you. Don't bring them to me, I've done my work. It's up to you now. All right, well, it's just after 8 o'clock, so let's finish. I think, and again I need to listen to it, but I think we've had a very, very clear message tonight. So let's sit with it for 2 or 3 minutes in silence. And we're hearing, finally, He performs that which I am given to do. And so there's some appearance of discord of some sort. Now, what is the only thing you are being asked to do? Seek I. And then that I performs that which you are given to do. The I performs it. Now, this statement has nothing to do with that which appears to be. Of course, it's a statement of truth, not a statement of untruth. He performs that which I am given to do. Okay. I am given to do only one thing ever, and that is recognize that despite appearance it is I, and then get on with maintaining I awareness, and then I performs that which you are given to do. I harmonizes, I reveal the entirety of that which actually I am, even though the mind has missensed that which I actually am as a problem, as an illness, a disease, a discord, a disharmony, a lack, a limitation, a threat, insecurity of some sort. You seek I, and I will fill your whole being with such light that you will see your whole being as the truth that it really is. Just seek I. That's all. Just seek I. Thank you.
I hope you enjoy this spiritual audio. Like, share and subscribe for more.